What's going on, everybody? It's Rocco with Rocco's Modern Survival. I'm back here with Rocco Jr. We are here today with a video of the rabbits that we were picking up for the homestead that we're starting. Because I've been saying from the very beginning that we're trying to start a homestead at our new house. So we picked up some New Zealand rabbits today. They're 7 weeks old, 7 or 8 weeks old, and the biggest thing that I want to do before we get into this video is I want to tell you all to make sure you're hitting that like, subscribe button, and notification bell to get all the newest videos coming up. Now remember, I'm only uploading about once a week. That is going to change once we move to the new home.
He's gonna be uploading daily.
I'll be uploading almost daily once we move to the new house. But as of right now, it's just going to be mainly on Mondays that I'll be uploading. All right, so just don't forget that. So if you want to, here are the newest additions to the family. They look a little scared, but this is Eve, and this one is Eve, and I don't know what this one is because this Rocco Jr. has not named her yet.
What?
So we got two females. We're gonna get them into the new cage so they can get out of the sun because it's really hot today.
I'll probably come up with a name at the end of the vlog.
At the end of the vlog? Okay, that'll be good. So let's get these guys into the new cage, and then y'all can see the new cage setup I got, all right? I've also got it to where they have an automatic feeder and an automatic waterer. And I'll explain the automatic waterer here as soon as we get done, as soon as we get down to the cage, okay? All right, everybody, we are back in the cage now. All right, so I got this cage actually from a friend of mine. He was giving it away because, well, his uncle was giving it away. I had to do a few minor repairs on it. I had to fix this right here because he was just having the rabbits poop on each other, and I do not approve of that at all. It's disgusting. You don't want it done to you, don't do it to your animals, all right? So what this will do is I'll go behind it and I'll pour some water down it, and the water will rinse out the poop and the pee off of this, and it'll drain into a bucket that I'm gonna put down here. I've also got it to where down here, whenever we move the other ones down to this one, this will catch the poop and pee down here, the buckets I have down there. So that way they're not going on the floor all the time.
They're not coming.
They'll come when they're ready. I had to redo the locks and stuff because they didn't give me any locks. Now what I did was I set up this automatic feeder right here, all right? All you got to do is get a piece of PVC pipe, and if you see right here, I got a lid for a cap. All right, I got a cap for this, and I got a cap for the top. I'll show you in a minute. So what the food will do is it'll come down the pipe, it'll come through here, and then it'll fill up this, and then the rabbits will just eat. I had an automatic water system set up, but it was putting too much pressure on. Let me show you. It was putting too much pressure on these kind of feeders or these kind of waters right here, so it was leaking constantly, and I had to get rid of it. So what I had to end up actually doing was going over to Tractor Supply and getting this right here, all right? And this will be good for 2 rabbits for a few days, all right? I'm not sure how long they're gonna last with the water, so I have to monitor that, and that's one thing you wanna make sure you're doing is monitoring the intake of water for your rabbits. See if you have to increase or decrease, all right? Now, one thing people like to really do is put apple cider vinegar inside their water to help their rabbits with their digestive system, all right? It really helps their urinary tract and all that. So I added two capfuls to this right here, and it's just a tiny cap. So it's actually right over here. It's this stuff right here. It's raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, all right? That's what I get for my rabbits, and I just use a little capful for them, all right? Now we have them inside of a very messy, we have them inside a very messy shed because, like I said, we're trying to move into this place, and I got all the trash from the previous owners, so I'm still trying to deal with it all. One thing that you want to make sure that you have for your rabbits is hay, all right, because they have to have hay, and a really good breed or a really good hay to get for them is Timothy hay. All right, it gives them a lot of nutrition. Stop bouncing that ball, please. Okay, it gives them a lot of nutrition, and as you see here, the protein. As you see, the protein, 7%, cured fat, 1%, fiber max is, where are we at, 3%, 34%, Don't be tapping on it, that scares him. This is his first time having rabbits, so he doesn't really know what you're not supposed to do with rabbits, and you're definitely not supposed to tap on the cage. One thing that you want to keep by is a broom. All right, you want to be able to dust out their sleeping area as much as possible. All right, I picked this up yesterday because I thought this was a waterer, but this was actually a food dispenser. So I got a little screwed on it. I wasted 20 bucks right there. I was not happy about that. Keep your food at all times in a secured area. All right, I have rabbit food right here. I'm getting ready to pour into their feeder. All right, but the thing that you want to make sure the most with your rabbit food is your protein level. It needs to be very high. All right, anywhere from what was it? I'm wanting to say 15 to 18. All right. The food that you want to give your rabbits is I give them a Southern State blend of rabbit food. It's premium. It runs the thing wasn't on protein wasn't on the back for some reason. I thought it was, but their protein is an 18% protein mix in this rabbit feed, and that's where you want your rabbit feed to be at, is a really high protein intake if you're growing meat rabbits like we are. Sorry, it's super sweaty. It's super hot in this shed. For the rabbits, it's not. For me, it is. I'm sweating like a dog in there. I'm gonna step out for a minute. So that's the one thing you want to make sure that you constantly keep an eye on, is the protein intake that they are getting. Make sure that you're putting that apple cider vinegar in their water, and make sure that they are constantly having enough food. All right, and the area that they are in, you want to make sure it's not super sunny, because you don't want them catching the full force of the sun in the evening or in the middle of the day. All right, that can kill them. Rabbits are very, very finicky sometimes, and if they're not getting enough water, of course, like any other animal, if they're not getting enough water, they'll die. But if they're getting too much heat, they'll die, just like any other animal, just like you, just like me. But other than that, that's about it. Rabbits are one of the first things that you want to start out with whenever you're doing a homestead, because they're really easy to take care of. They're not super hard. I have the watering system in there. I'm going to have the food system in there, because I'm not at the homestead every day. I can't be here every single day to check on these guys to see how they're doing. That's why I got the watering system the way I got it. So I'll be down here about every other day. Maybe every day, just depends on what we're doing that day because of working on the house and everything. But we're going to be down here as much as possible checking up on them. Trust me, we will not leave them by themselves at all. All right, so don't think we're just going to throw them in here and forget about them. I've got to keep constantly putting Timothy hay in there for them. I got to keep constantly checking on the water, keep constantly checking on the food, because these guys are my lifeblood. All right, they are going to be a profit for Rocco Jr. and meat. I'm using mine for meat. So anything that comes from Eve is going to be meat, and then comes from Rocco Jr.'s is going to be profit. He's going to sell his. So, and that's one thing that you can also do with rabbits as you get them. All right, if you're not that kind of person that can butcher a rabbit, then yes, you can take them and you can sell them. There are websites out there, there are Facebook pages out there completely dedicated to strictly selling rabbits, and that's actually where I found these guys at. I'm part of a few Facebook pages that sell nothing but rabbits. So I got on there, asked some people, asked some friends of mine, hey, I'm looking for meat rabbits. Does anybody know anybody? Within 3 seconds, I had just like 6 or 8 people just boom, like, yeah, we know this person, we know that person, we know this person. And I contacted them. Well, only 2 people had what I was looking for. All right, New Zealand and Silver Fox. All right, so I've got these New Zealands, and the Silver Foxes are coming next month. And they're going to be 2 males. Now, we're not sure if one of these is actually a male or not, because one has a split where it shouldn't have. We're not sure if it's got a split or if it's got an actual female part. So we're going to figure that out in a couple months. Now, the breeder I got that from is very generous. She said that if it is not a female, she will exchange it for free and give us an actual female out of it, which would be awesome. Now, one thing, this is the second time I've raised rabbits in my life.
When was the first?
Whenever I was a kid. And they had a lot of babies.
You were a kitten?
Kid.
Sounded like kitten.
No, when I was a kid. And they had a lot of babies. We kept the male and the female. And that's what we're going to do with this as well. We're going to keep the male and the female together. We're not going to separate them. In the wild, males and females are together all the time. And I know a lot of people are going to say, hey, you don't need to do that. You shouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. Females will attack the males, blah, blah, and all that good stuff. No, that's not actually true. All right? What actually happens is if you establish a female in the cage for longer than what, like say 10 weeks, I think it is. Then, once the female reaches 10 weeks old, then she becomes really territorial. Then she doesn't want to, don't do that please. Then she's more up to circumcising the male. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to remove the females, because we're keeping both the females in the same cage right now because they're sisters. So we're not going to separate them until we get the males, and then we're going to separate them. But what we're going to do to discourage the decapitation of a male, or not but the circumcising of a male, is we're going to actually take the females out, completely hose down the cages, and put some scent blockers or scent absorbers in the cage, so that way it can just kind of take both of their scents out, and then we can introduce them basically into a new cage. So that's kind of how we're going to do this, and this is our first time attempting this. So as we do it, you're going to come along and see the process on it. So I know you all wanted to see the rabbits in their cage, so let's actually open this up. Oh look, we got one coming out right now. There she is. She's poking her head out. She poked her head out right there. So what we're going to do,
They look like they're getting a little used.
they're getting a little used to it, so we're going to open this up.
Don't have them jump out.
They won't jump out. I do have to move the apple cider vinegar bucket.
One of them just...
No, they're in here just chillaxing. See, they're in here just chillaxing. Yeah. Say hi, guys. And what I'm thinking about doing is actually moving the water into here. She didn't want to be touched. She's like, who are you? You gotta... Sometimes they like to be touched, sometimes they don't. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We just got these guys today, so you want to make sure you handle them as much as possible. That way they get used to you. All right? All right, everybody. I'm back with one more little thing. Remember I said I wasted that $20? Well, I guess I really didn't, because now I've got a hay feeder for them. I'm just going to literally sit it here, let them chew on the hay, put grass in here as I find grass, which is not hard because, I mow my yard. And I also filled up my feeder, all right? And as you see, right here is the feeder. I have filled up the excuse me, I'm sorry. I filled up what I'm calling the hopper, is a 1-inch PVC pipe with an elbow and a, God bless you, and a pipe that is nice and full of rabbit feed, all right? I got a cap right up here as well. All right, right here's my cap. Now this little bucket right here you're looking at, well, like, what is that? Well, that was the automatic water system I made. Had a nice little bucket in it, or on it. Had a nice little bucket I had for it. There we go. Had a nice 1/2-inch PVC pipe come out of it. Oh look, I sprung a leak in it. And an elbow and a pipe running down into those water systems I showed you. I'm actually going to take this off because this is garbage. But what it did was it put too much pressure, water pressure, on the stuff, on the water containers. So we weren't able to, it just kept constantly leaking. So yeah. But I wanted you guys real quick to say goodbye to the rabbits. They are right here. Hello, Mrs. Rabbit. How are you today? She was just kind of chillaxing right there in the corner. She's a little scared. We are kind of, you know, introducing ourselves to them a little more, because, you know, they have to get used to us. We've got to handle them, we got to pet them, and all that stuff, because you want your rabbits to be used to you.
Yet.
You haven't held one yet? Well, you want to give it a day or so. Let them not be so shaky, because they are skittish animals. And one thing that you want to make sure you're doing whenever you hold them is you hold them from the bottom feet. They are soft. They're very soft. The bottom of their feet, because they got wicked nails and they will scratch you. So we are going to run out here in a little bit after we get done working on the house here some. We got to take out the floor. Well, I've already taken the floor out, but I've got to finish taking the rest of the floor that I've ripped off. Let me rephrase that.
You have to take the stuff and put it in the dumpster.
Yes, I have taken out all the subflooring and I have to put it into the dumpster now so we can put new subflooring in. So there we go. That's what I was trying to get at. It is like 100 degrees outside and we got to go work in this. So we're going to sign off. Make sure, one thing guys, you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Alright, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Alright, that's what we want to get to, is 1,000. The one thing I really want to do is just keep bringing you all great videos, and I'm hoping this is a good video. If it's not, let me know in the comments how I can make it better. Alright? So, this is Rocco Jr. signing off. Have a good day. God bless.